Hi Flosstube, this is Mel from Mel of Hope Stitches, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if it's your first time here. Today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and I got back from StitchCon 2025 last night, and that is what today's Flosstube is all about. It's all about my recent trip to StitchCon in Sharonville, Ohio. If you hear some paws along my floor today, that is my grandpuppies that are here visiting, and so they'll be in and out, hopefully not too noisy, so we can get this party started with this Flosstube. Today's is going to be a little bit of a mishmash of everything StitchCon. It was a fabulous 5 days over in Ohio. I am a little tired. I got in about midnight last night, so I'm going to do my best, but I wanted to get this done today for a couple reasons. One, I wanted to be able to put everything away, and two, I figured if I did not get it done today, I would be behind the 8 ball with having it done. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of talk through things here. Hopefully you will take a gander at things and just enjoy the ride that StitchCon is. If you ever get a chance to go to StitchCon or any other stitching retreat, I say go. It was my 4th year there, and I absolutely had a fabulous time. It is so fun to meet old friends, meet new friends, to bring some friends along that have never been, and to just enjoy crafting with each other. The people there pass out a lot of things, and I'm not going to get into all the things people passed out, but the Southern Yankee Stitcher passed out these cute cards, and they say, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." And I was looking at these today, and I said, you know, that really sums up StitchCon. We go and we have a vibe to share the love of crafting, to really appreciate what everyone does, to appreciate all the different types of designers and the eclecticness of it. And whether it's something I would stitch myself or not, there's still so much beauty in it. And you can't help but be positive and feel nurtured and loved and just enjoy each other when you're at an event like this. It definitely fills your soul and fills your cup. So those are good things in my book. You know, Barb from Keepsakes and her entire crew do an amazing job as always, and it was a lot of fun. And there's always some things that we gather and things we do while we're there. So one of the things they gave us was this really cool, I don't know, lunch sack, snack sack, whatever, to use when you are, it's a cooler pack, to use when you're going to retreat some things. I think that's going to become my lunch box in the fall because I really like it. But I put it there for now so it doesn't get lost. And I am going to start going through some things here. So we took a red-eye over to Ohio on Tuesday night, so we got there bright and early Wednesday morning, which is a little bit of a tradition we have. We went to breakfast, we went over to Keepsakes, and Keepsakes the day before is kind of like the calm before the storm. You get to kind of look around without the crowds. You can have fabric cut to the size you want. So I had a lot of fun doing some of that before we went for our lunch at Already, which is a staple of ours, and then went through some weather to pick up some other friends. Jeannie, yes, that is you, over at the airport in a storm. So we did that and found a fantastic restaurant that night. We went to Agave and Rye, which was tacos in every way, shape, or form you could find them, and lots of other great food. And if you're ever in Ohio, go. You will not be disappointed. We ended up going there twice because it was so good. And I feel like I came back like 5 pounds heavier because we ate so much food. And then Thursday we got up and we got in line super early, around 6:45 in the morning, and we were in line so early they had not unlocked the doors to the Sharonville Convention Center yet. And this nice gentleman in front of me said, "We got you. You guys leave your bags, go eat your food. We'll watch your stuff. We'll bring you guys along in line." It was him and his wife. And I turned to Jenny, who was new this year to going, and I said, "That's the kind of crowd we have here. We can trust him to help us out with this. And isn't that great? We can't do that every place." So again, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So we waited in line till about 10 and then got in and got our table. So we were, woohoo, table number 3 again this year. And we had 4 of us from town at our table. Joan and I had gone for 4 years. Jeannie, this was her second year, and Jenny came with us. It was her first year. And then Denise and Mary Lou joined us, and it was their first StitchCon experience, and we had a boatload of fun getting to know them through the weekend. And we have 2 beautiful new stitchers that are in our Stitchy tribe, and wow, those ladies are talented. So that was a lot of fun. And people started handing things out, and we started stitching. So in terms of stitching, I know I had a bonus video about packing for StitchCon, and I did pretty good. There were 2 projects that I did not touch. I did not touch November, which was a fill project that I wasn't really sure of, and then I had kitted up a bag with patriotic starts, and I did not touch that either. But I will share that I did have 2 finishes, so I'm going to show those finishes now. One was Flag of Stars from Bent Creek, and this was done with pearl cotton, and it was a kit I had gotten, and it was on 20 count fabric, 20 count, let's see if I can, it's an Aida of some sort. I just don't know if it's called burlap. 20 count linen, excuse me, it is not a Aida. 20 count linen, 1 strand of pearl cotton, which is super thick, over 2. So this is my finish for this, and I'm super excited for how this came out. I'm going to be looking for a blue frame so I can get this up and in my office, but I really like it. I cannot say that I'm a fan of pearl cotton, but I am a fan of this piece, and the pearl cotton goes fantastic on this piece, just the rugged look of this beautiful flag. So I'm not disappointed that I did this. I think it's fantastic. It's just pearl cotton, I don't think is something that I'm going to stitch on a lot. So that needs a blue frame. So that I will be working on. My other finish was a sal that Jeannie and Jenny and I were doing. And so we rang the bell together for Little House Needleworks Market ABCs. And I will show you this here. And this was done on the called for. I apologize that it is wrinkled, but it was either wrinkled or no Flosstube today, so I went for wrinkled. I'll just show you. It's super cute. I really, really love the design. I did this with all the called for colors, and I love it. I am sure there are many mistakes in here, and I am okay with that. But I just thought this was really, really fun, and I already have the fall one, and it's on a paddle, so this will go right on that paddle. And I have another piece of this beautiful fabric, which was a 32 count linen, and it's the called for, so it must be, well, I don't see it. I'll put it in the notes. But I'm going to do another ABC at some point with the other piece. Let me see if I just stick this up here so it can kind of stay with us. Hopefully it will not fall in on my fabric wall. We'll see. Yeah, I think it'll stay. Just for the floss tube. And we can see it up there. So that was my other finish. Those were my only 2 finishes, and I did have one other start. So every year at StitchCon, or at least the years I've been there, they have kind of an exclusive StitchCon stitch that comes out for the weekend. And this year they had one that was amazing. So I had my birthday at StitchCon, and so my friends kept saying, what's going to be our birthday start? What's going to be the birthday start? I'm like, I don't know what it's going to be. I couldn't decide, because finding something that is going to appeal to everybody can be a little tricky. But when they revealed what the StitchCon exclusive chart was, I said, there we go, that is going to be the birthday stitch. And we all agreed on that. And what is funny is, you know, you're someplace where you're there, you've got your crafty money you're going to spend. It's that time of year, you give yourself the grace to do that. And it cracked me up because they had the pattern, the floss, all on floss drops ready for you, as well as either an Aida or a linen choice for fabric. So everything was right there to just scoff up. So the designer for this was Heart and Hand, which is Cecilia Turner. She's just so amazing. So let me show you the chart for this. It's called Kindred Friends. And here it is. And this was a StitchCon exclusive that she did. And Cecilia happened to be there when I was getting it. And she was sitting behind the the cutting table just sitting there. So I went over to her and I asked her if she would sign my chart since it was going to be my birthday start. And so here we have Cecilia was so sweet and wrote, "Happy StitchCon birthday, enjoy the stitch." And so I am enjoying the stitch. So I've got a long way to go on it. Hi, go sit down. I've got a long way to go on it, but it'll be good. These are the adorable little StitchCon floss drops that it's on with all the called for already, the Classic Colorworks. And then here's my progress. So this border, which is not seen on this, is an exclusive border that was a freebie on the StitchCon app. So this year they decided to use Guidebook with a StitchCon app, which was really a great thing to do because everything is just right there and it's easy to get at. So I downloaded it and I figured out in the hotel how to go print off 1 billion copies of it. Not 1 billion, just 4. But got it all printed off and then started it. So I still have to finish the word StitchCon here. And then I can start all the other lovely motifs in here. So I think our plan is to have this finished for next year and ring the bell there. But I got to check with my ladies because we also talked about having this be done on our Zoom. So we shall see. So that was a fun one. Oh, and I'm stitching it. I apologize. I am stitching this on cookie dough fabric from Needleworks in a 32 count. And it is a really pretty color and it's a nice soft fabric. So I'm enjoying that. So that is a start. Oh, and there's a little button in here. Oh my gosh, it's 310, you guys. 310 the kitty cat. So that will be fun when that's done. And I'm losing things left and right here. So I gotta get everything back in my bags. I am not 100% done yet. This was cute. Somebody was giving away scissor fobs and I got their only one that said Flosstube on it. So I was very excited to get that from a friend. And everyone is so generous and just doing nice things. So that was a new start. So I think having 2 finishes and this new start was fantastic. And I did work on one other piece while I was there. The other piece I worked on was my Anytime Tiny Town. And last time we talked, no, actually I take that back. I think when I did my packing for StitchCon video, I was able to show you I had made some progress because before that I was frogging it. So I did make a little progress on it. Not a lot, a little. This is on Ada, so I stitched it more at night when my eyes were tired. In case you're not aware of this pattern, it is Anytime Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. They also have a more Anytime Tiny Town, but this is the original one that was when Keepsakes had their birthday or their anniversary, whatever you want to call it. They worked with Cecilia to make this, and it has the Keepsakes house. So I did manage to get done these trees, 310, the kitty cat, and most of the Keepsakes house. The fun thing I did do this time, I finally was able to do it. I did stitch some of the Keepsakes house on the porch of Keepsakes. So that was super fun to do. And I think I have some pictures of that posted on my Instagram. I did little collages each day. So they're there. So that was a lot of fun. I wish I would have made more progress on this, but you can only do so much amidst everything that you're doing. And this will stay out and continue to be worked on. So hopefully I can get it done. And I have decided all of the tiny towns that I'm going to make into drums. So that's a good decision to have made, right? And that one is on, I think the color is Shrek. It was a called for tan that came with it. So that was exciting. When we got in that first night, we had some folks that had never been to StitchCon that walked in right after us, and it was Tracy and her crew from Stitching with Their Besties. And so we chatted with them for a while and got to know them, saw them again in line, and just had some fun with them through the weekend as well. And those are some new friends, and that's another Flosstube I'm going to be checking out. I got to catch up with Dory from Dory23, who also has a great Flosstube. Caught up with her a little bit, so that was fun, and to see the beautiful things that she is stitching on. Oh my gosh, you guys. Another returning friend was Kara from Crafty Kara, and she is so sweet, you guys. She was making these beautiful bracelets in her Swiftie era. And then when she found out it was my birthday, you guys, she gave me birthday floss drops. That girl is prepared, which is a hoot. Lots of different things around. So a lot of times when you go to these events, the person giving it will give some things. So this year, in addition to this awesome cooler, we got some stickers for our water bottle. We got this really cool thread keep that says "This Way to StitchCon 2025." And then we got this make and take at the end that is a compass and things to put on stuff. And I got a lot of 2025 pieces that I'm going to put on pillows and things when I make them, because it's great to have those. So that's exciting. And just this beautiful ort catcher that my friend Joan made has all kinds of just different things I got from people, whether it was you know, a little gummy pull, or you know, a cute little StitchCon keychain, or floss drops, or all kinds of things in here. Oh, there's wax. Look at this, you guys. Beautiful beeswax to do things with. Some people were giving out needles, floss fairies. There was so many things. It was just, it's fun. Rulers. So all the things you need. And Joan made us at our table, as part of our table gift, we got these beautiful ort catchers, but they have spots here. So she filled it. She had a thread flosser in it. She had scissors. She had hand cream. Super cute and super stable. So very excited to get that. She's such a crafty lady. And then other table gifts. Jeannie made these super cute bags, and she made these little rulers on them. So crafty. And look at this, you guys. A cute little pouch to put some thread in, or put whatever I need, or use it as a coaster and have things on the other side. Love this. Love the material, and some thread, because we all, or floss I should say, we all need black and white floss. And then Jeannie. That was Jeannie. Jenny. You guys, it is really bad when you go with 3 people on a trip and you're the only name that doesn't begin with a J. And I feel like I'm talking to my kids and calling them all the wrong names, because all the J's I get messed up. I know the people well, but I get messed up with the names sometimes. Jenny made us these awesome thread catchers, or not thread catchers. What are we calling these? Like I can't think of the name, you guys, right now. I want to say a thread bobbin, and that's not right, but a floss keeper. A floss keeper, that's what it's called. And then also these floss keepers she made for us on rings. And she knows I love Pyrex, so she got me this really cute Pyrex needle minder, which I love. And it is almost the end of June, but it is not too late. She gave me a really cute heart and hand strawberry pattern. So I think I'm going to be a very late starter of the strawberry moon sal, and I'm going to stitch this up within the next couple days, because it's just too sweet, and how can I not, right? So I'm going to work on that. So that was from Jenny. Another table gift was from our wonderful new friends, Mary Lou and Denise, and we got this beautiful box, which I absolutely love. Getting that home, I was so careful to put it in a spot where it wasn't going to get ruined. And she gave us a nail file, some lens wipes, some utterly smooth cream, and the cutest needle minder. Look at this. It says, "Don't hate me because I'm a little cooler." I just think it's so sweet. So lots of fun things that we were given from folks, and the generosity just continues. There were needle minders, there were frogs, there were like everything. And this year I brought, I made little cards with floss fairies, and I walked around to all the tables. I didn't get to every single table because I don't think I did quite 300. I think I probably did about 280. But I had fun meeting folks at every table and just leaving them. And just, again, it gave me a chance to get up and see what other people were stitching on, which was fantastic and truly appreciated. I said I had my birthday there, and friends were so gracious with things. But I have to show you something, because my friend Jenny is so very talented. And look at this beautiful card she made me. It is a 3D gorgeous card. I am just in awe of this card. It's going to have a special place in my craft room because it's just so very gorgeous. The dimensions and the amount of time that took, I'm just so impressed with it. Surround yourself with friends that have all the crafting knowledge, right? Because that's what I've been doing. A couple other things that we got. My friend Susan that I met last year gave me this cute little pouch to put a small in. I'm thinking some Mill Hill. And we do a smalls exchange, or you can participate if you want to in a smalls exchange at StitchCon. And I participated in it. And the person that got mine gave me a cute little eyeglass kit with some needle minders and scissors and lip balm. So that was super sweet. And she was the sweetest woman from California. I do not remember her name off the top of my head, but she was so sweet and she appreciated my stitching, which I appreciated because I always say the stitching finds the stitcher it's intended to when you go to a smalls exchange, and you're just sharing your craft and sharing your love of it, and it's super fun. And I got an autumn bag, which I was blown away by the stitching I got to be gifted with. I got this little acorns and this sweet little tree of cardinals, and Amy, who stitched these, she has these cute little tags on the back, and look at her rustic finishes. She did a tree on this one, and she did a cute little acorn on this one out of wool felt. And she said she wanted to make them as rustic as she could. And then you guys look at this beautiful finishing piece that I got. Super excited. She used fiddler's cloth to do these, and the patterns were, the designer was Renato Parolin from the book Noël à Point de Croix, and it was the Bonsais aux Cieux and Regal des Écorelles, or acorns. And I probably just butchered that name, so I apologize. But I'm super excited because my friend Joan gifted me a really cute squirrel pattern that I'm going to make, and then I have a trio of pillows for the fall for the win. So these came to the perfect home for that. Okay, next up, oh my gosh. Next up, I think we're gonna go into the freebie table, and then we're gonna go into purchases. Before I get there though, I wanna talk about some of the other fun stuff. So when we were there was the drawings the first night. They're drawings based off of just your number, and it's door prize drawings. So they did a whole bunch of those. And then the following night they did their auction, and they had their baskets of raffles, and you can buy raffle tickets for the raffle. And this year it was eyewear for kids for the local school system there. And Barbara does a fantastic job of making sure she matches the charity for the event with a need in her community, and just gives back to that community wholeheartedly. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. So that was a lot of fun to partake in those baskets. And our friend Jenny won a basket, which woohoo to Jenny. We were like, we've never known anybody that wins. And then they had the auction, which was a lot of fun. And there were some really special items in that auction. So at these events, they also decide to put up a brag table. They do have a brag table. It was fantastic. I did bring my Mary Poppins piece to the brag table. They put up a brag table, which you just see the beauty and the art and the memorabilia that were there. There were unicorns there. There were tiny towns there. There were pieces I'd never heard of there that were so absolutely gorgeous. There was just a lot of greatness at those brag tables. They also have a giveaway table. And the giveaway table in past years has been, you go back and you don't see new things. You kind of just see the old thing. Well, this year, it was like every time you went, there was new things there. And some of it was super vintage and super fun, but every single time I went, I found something new for myself or table mates or others that were there. So I picked up a whole bunch of little pieces of Ada and linen that are perfect for ornaments off the freebie table. So I was very excited for that. And then one time I went up and I found this, and I found this, and I picked them up because I've been watching these for a while, like some of the bags. And I was looking at them, I'm like, ooh, they call for pearl cotton. Well, I just read something today. Somebody posted that you can stitch on the bags with two strands of silky 12 weight, and it comes out great. So I think I'm going to try that. So I was excited to get these because I've been looking at them, but I haven't purchased them. I also found this Cricut collection, and I absolutely love this Frost is on the Pumpkin. So I'm excited to stitch that. This one caught my eye, and somebody stitched this up there and they put it on a bag. And I was like, oh, that is gorgeous. So again, another freebie pattern. And then I found this beautiful Leisure Arts book, which I took it and I started thumbing through it. And I'm like, will I use this? But it's very eclectic and it has lots of different things. And I brought it to my table and my table mates were like, yep. So I said, okay, it's coming home. And books are heavy, so I wanted to be sure that I wanted the book. They also had a bunch of different magazines. So my friend Jeannie saw this one and she's like, you love to do seed packets, so you have to get that. So I did get that one for that, and there was another one I saw in here. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. I thought it would be super cute for some holiday gifts at some point. Just give me a moment, give me a moment. It was called this one. It's home, and you can put your coordinates on here. And I thought, ooh, I could do something with this. Could totally do something with that. So I liked that too. So that was a good one. I found a magazine there, you guys, that was from the 1940s. And if it wasn't falling apart and half ripped and in really poor shape, I would have taken it in a heartbeat just for the ads and the memories and all those things. But I decided against it. But I did find another one that I took home. So this one is a Stitchery magazine from January of 1996. And I had to take this one because I went, oh my gosh, I had these dishes. In fact, my kitty cat eats out of these cups every single day. It's my old dishes. And look at, whoops, they made a false craft pattern, and it's in this book. And there's actually 3 patterns, but I only saw one featured in here. And they have the sweetest little article. I'm just going to find it real fast because it just blew me away. And I really wasn't going to take it home. I was going to take a picture, and then I thought, what's another pound in the suitcase? So they talk about false craft. There's a whole article. Bringing more to the table than pottery. Pull up a chair to America's dinner table, and invariably you will find it laden with false craft. Not simply the classic stoneware, but a complete assortment of household implements, each trumpeting timeless images initiated by the 19th century family of false craft. Needlework is no exception. Now adapted for cross-stitch, vintage false craft designs can be worked on fabric, serving as the perfect complement to your cherished collection of stoneware. So they show in this picture, this is a different pattern, but they show all of these false craft patterns down here on tableware. And then this one talks about making the house a home. And with this Yorktown pattern that I had, look at this, you guys, there's 3 different patterns. So I might at some point, the one in the book is the one with these flowers. I might, I think, let me just double, no it isn't, it's the one with the apples. It's this one here with the apples. Sorry about that. So I might at some point stitch that. I don't know. It would kind of be fun just to be a little quirky with it. But for now, I might just hold on to the book and say, look what I have. So that was my amazing, I thought it was amazing pickup from the freebie table. And when I brought the fabric back to the table, I said, this is for anybody here that wants it. And I left plenty there too. But I ended up taking it all home. I'm like, all right, well, I will use it for ornaments because that's sometimes how I get to try different fabrics, different sizes, different colors. Like I'm interested to try this one with the, and it'll be a tiny, tiny ornament, but you see how it's shiny? I've never stitched with something shiny, so I'm interested in trying that out to see how easy or how hard it is. So that will be super fun. my birthday, we went to Bluebird Cafe for lunch, which if you're ever in Glendale, Ohio, you've got to go. It is the best place. Curry chicken salad is the best. And I had chocolate cream pie that day. And then that night we went to Grater's for dessert at like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock. I think it was like 9 or 10 actually. It was before the heat set in. The heat set in on Saturday, but that was on Friday. And it was beautiful out. So we enjoyed that and some French fries at dinner because, like I told you, we just ate and ate and ate. All right. So now we're going to get into my haul. And you guys, I've got a lot of haul. So, like I said, we went to Keepsakes on the Wednesday, which was great. And there were a couple patterns I've been trying to get for a couple years, and they haven't had them. And I was hoping to get them last year. Actually, last year they had one of them, and I hemmed and hawed at the Erica Michaels area where she had all of her beautiful trunk show. And by the time I went to get it, it was gone. I was super excited. I was up in the Patriotic room, and they had 2 copies of it, so I snagged it. So I got Liberty Games from Erica Michaels, which is this gorgeous, huge pattern here. It's a drum and a berry. And I kitted it up with everything I need. And there are a boatload of threads in here. A boatload. I mean, look at all those threads. And Susan, who, if any of you are familiar with Susan Coates over at Keepsakes, she's amazing at picking colors. And I needed some fabric. So she helped me pick out some 32 count linen. And because it was the day before StitchCon, she was able to cut it to size. So I was able to get Jack Frost from Seraphin in a 32 count. And she cut it. So I have my piece for my berries. I have my piece for my drum. And I have my piece for the big game board. And I think I'm going to start with the berry because I have a lot of berry patterns that I've never done. So I'm going to start with the berry and hopefully finish a berry, and then I'll keep going. And so that was an awesome thing to get. I was very, very excited. And my friend Joan had a trunk show for her bags. She sells mesh totes and she sells project bags. And Joan's bags are like the best quality I've ever seen in a bag. And so I picked up this beautiful, look at the quilting on there, my friends. Look at that quilting on there. I picked up this beautiful patriotic bag. And look at, there's even a patriotic little fob here. So my patriotic stitching is going in this bag. I'm going to put it in right now. I'm so excited to get this bag. So that's going in there, and that's going to be a start soon. The other chart that I got that day was in the Christmas room, and it was Santa Stops Here, which I've been looking for forever. In fact, last year, I put a bunch of tickets in Stephanie's basket because she had this chart in there. So this one, again, I kitted it up, and I was like, these are my most special ones. They're all I'm going to get. I don't know if I'm going to get anything else. Well, that's a lie. I told myself, because of course I bought things every day. And this one, again, Susan helped me, and I've got Needle Bling 32 count Shrek's Tan, which she said is very similar to Brenda's Brew, which this one is on. So that one I'm not going to start yet, but I do already have my bag for that because I have, look here, another Joan's bag. And here's Joan's information in case you are interested in her bags. It's wickquilting at outlook.com. And I can also put her information in the notes of my Flosstube if you're interested. But just the way she individually does all this beautiful quilting on her bags. And so the Christmas is going in there. So that one, I might start it in July. We'll see. We'll talk about plans in a couple minutes. So that was another one. Okay, now other things. Okay, so there were 2 places to shop, right? There's Keepsakes and the Annex. So that's the Keepsake stuff I bought that first day. I also picked up some needles because when I was packing, I realized I did not have a lot of needles. So I picked up some needles. I picked up these cute bobbins for my floss because I thought I'm going to start those right away, which I didn't. So that was good. So then we're at the annex, and what they do at StitchCon is they open the annex up for a sneak peek on Thursday night, and then you can start buying things on Friday. So on Friday, I bought a few things, and some friends gifted me with some things for my birthday as well. So this is the cute little chipmunk. I'm sorry, not chipmunk, squirrel pattern that Joan gave me that I'm gonna do up this fall. So that was exciting. And then I tried to pick up things that were designers that were newer to me and seeing things in their trunk show. So this is Boomerang Stitches, which is Amity Phillips. And I had never seen her things before. And a lot of them caught my eye, but I limited myself to 2. So I got this beautiful one called Bauble Birds, which I just think it's so fun. It's so vintage. I don't think I'll put 2024 on there. I'll probably put 2025, or who knows, it might be 2028 by the time I finish it. And then I got Snackle Lantern. I just thought this was so precious. I could not resist it. So I got that one. And again, that was Boomerang Stitches. And then I had never seen this Bent Creek before. It is the Groundhog Day row. Look at this sweet one. I love it. So Groundhog's Day is one of those days I just think is the best. And someday I'm going to see Puxatawny Phil. I'm going to go. I'm going to see Puxatawny Phil in Pennsylvania. And I might actually write something about that place on here. I don't know. But I just thought it was precious, so I had to get that one. And then I was being a little influenced from Helen D, and they had Counting Puddles there. And I'd never seen the Counting Puddles charts in person. And yes, you could go online and order things, but there's nothing like seeing a model and seeing something in person that makes you go, ooh. And there were so many beautiful, beautiful designers and different designers there. Well, I wanted to get this watermelon because Helen had done it in the model of it was beautiful. And of course I wasn't thinking right away because I went in, I did some shopping, I came out, I'm like, I try to stretch my days. So I went back in to get this and they didn't have it, but they had this one. Look at that beauty. Isn't it gorgeous? It just screams summer. It has specialty stitches in it. It's gonna be a work of art to get that done. But I loved it. And they didn't have the other ones. I'm like, all right, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to get this one. So that was all well and good until they're like, oh, don't worry. We're going to restock some things at lunch. So when I go back in, what do they have? This one. And then it's like, well, what do I do? Well, I buy both of them, of course. And they had Counting Puddles. If you're not familiar with Counting Puddles, they're designed with love. They're out of Boise, Idaho. It's Lindsay Whitney is the person. I would go on, I'm assuming she has a website. Let me look. Oh yeah, countingpuddles.com. And I would look at her stuff because she does a lot with different stitches outside of the cross stitch area, and her use of colors is great. She had a snowman one I love. She had so many great ones. But I stuck to these two, and I did pick up this fabric, which is looking a little yellow and green to me. In fact, I want to take it out. I did not pick up a fabric for sweet summertime because I'll just probably use a white, but I did want to get a fabric for the watermelon crawl. And the one I picked out is Atomic Ranch Ocean Sands, and it's a 16 count Aida. And at StitchCon, I don't know if it's going to come out or if it's going to get washed out. It was that real light green. As I'm looking at it here, it does have some browns to it as well, but they're light. I think it'll work okay. I think it'll be good. I'm excited for it. And I wanted this one on an Aida because I know that when Helen did it, she said, whoa, those watermelons, man, they took a little bit of work. So I figured I'd better be smart about it, and so I stuck with an Aida. And so I'm excited about that. So I have a lot of stitching and not a lot of time, my friend, so we'll see what happens. But I have some empty project bags now, so I might just have to like do StitchCon starts or something and start them all. I don't know. So those were exciting. Manny Donna was there, her things, and she had her Biscornus that I believe, well, no, maybe they didn't come out at market because they say 2024, but I swear they came out at market. But they're the seasonal Biscornus, and Jenny picked these up for me, which I was, oh, let me take them out of the plastic because they're just shining on. So they were done on 32 count cocoa. I don't know if that's what I'll do or not. I might make them bigger. But Biscornus are another thing that I want to make, and I have some in my stash and I haven't. So I think that I'm going to have to do some Biscornus and do some berries and try some different things. So I want to take this out so you can see them because they're all just so cute. Look at those seasonal ones. Aren't they adorable? So I'm looking forward to doing those. So it'll be fun. And then what else did I buy? Oh, I got a really cute Keepsakes 310 needle minder. Every year they have a different one, and I got that one. And then Joan got me this adorable squirrel to go with my squirrel stitching. I picked up at Keepsakes, they had these frames from the Ukraine, so I got this to go with my Mill Hill kits. And it was interesting to see some people using these with regular Aida or linen in them as well. I prefer Nurges and Q-snaps, but for my Mill Hill kits that are ornaments, I do want to try this. So I picked up one of those. And then there was another designer there that I had never seen before, which was Cherry Blossoms, which she had a lot of great designs. And I was getting drawn to some winter ones, as were some of my friends. There was a great flag too. I didn't pick that one up. But Cherry Blossoms had some vintage ornament sets. She had set 1 and she had set 2. And they were just precious. So, of course, yes, you guessed it, I had to pick them up. I think a few of us, I think Joan bought these too. And then I was looking for fabric, couldn't find it. And then we were over at Keepsakes, and they had this shortcut of 28 count fiber on a whim Lugana. And it was just like a random piece there. It's probably not even enough to do all these ornaments, but I picked it up because I think it'll be the perfect color blue. So I'm bluish aqua. The ones that they had in the annex all had a green, a green tinge. And I'm like, nope, I want it more of a blue aqua. So I'm excited with this one. So again, another thing to stitch on. And Cherry Blossoms had a freebie chart. In fact, this is where I learned about the sulkies on the bags, because they gave out a freebie chart, a Garden Tea Party project bag. But on the other side, they show you some of their designs. You see that? And they also do finishing. So they have ornament backers you can purchase, all different, all the backings, like for this vintage hair. So they sell all these backings as well as the cross stitch. So that is pretty darn